Morning, my lovelies. I want to talk about manifesting a happy workplace this morning. And I've had quite a few clients lately talking to me about the fact that they find the workplace quite a difficult place to be. They don't feel valued by their boss or their colleagues. And some of them are actually quite miserable in the workplace. So I want to talk about, first of all, the fact that, we all have the ability to manifest our dream careers, but also how we can make the job that we're in a much happier and more beneficial place to be. Oh my God, my bag's under my eyes. My little boy was up all night last night, unwell, and I've had very, very little sleep. So this is the face of a tired person right now. Trying to ignore the bags under my eyes. Okay, so I for many years was in a job that was literally sucking the life out of me, and I very much felt that I was undervalued. I really didn't like the office politics that was constantly going on. I felt that it was quite a toxic atmosphere, actually. And I started up my own business. And I quite liked the idea of working for myself so that I could create the environment that I wanted to create. I could be my own boss. But actually, we do all have the ability to create the environment we want without totally leaving. Now, the message that I really want to get across is that we all have the ability to be, do, and have anything we want. There are no restrictions on that. It all just comes down to what we allow, okay? Our state of allowance or resistance. So what I would say is that if you are absolutely miserable in what you're doing, and you want to move in a different direction, you absolutely have the ability to do that. I don't care how late it is in your career. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. You absolutely can manifest that. And I would certainly encourage you to do so. However, when I first started my business, I was still very early on in my manifesting journey, and it felt too scary to just chuck it all in, what I was doing, and start something completely new without the backup of still having that paid employment in place. And although I could have done that, I wasn't in alignment enough with my soul desires to do that. Okay, so to do that in one hit like that without the backup of my paid employment. So what I would say is that when you think about, if you're not enjoying the job you're in, and you think about throwing it in completely and going in a completely different direction, taking that risk, and either going for a different employment or starting up your own business or whatever it is, when you think about doing that, if there is any resistance, any worries, if in your head you're thinking, oh, but what if I can't afford it? The finances, how am I gonna deal with that? What if I can't make it work? What if I don't know enough in the field that I want to go into? What if? All of these what ifs and buts will create resistance. And what we want to do is we want to take the path of least resistance, okay? Because the more resistance there is, the less you are allowing your manifestations to happen. And you are blocking your manifestations from happening. So although you absolutely have the ability to do it all in one hit like that, if there is any resistance in there, you will block it. Okay, so then I would say always choose the path of least resistance. So, for example, what I did all those years ago was I carried on in my full-time job. I started studying along the path that I wanted to go while I was working full-time. And then once I was qualified, I dropped days over time, so that I was building my business up while I was reducing my job that I wasn't enjoying. And that worked really well for me because I felt confident in that I had the financial backing of my paid employment, and I always had that to fall back on. Should things not go right in my business, and I wasn't in a place at the time where I was in such alignment with my core desires and my true desires that I could have total faith in the fact that it would work, and it has worked, but I've done it quite slowly because I was very much at the start of my manifesting journey, and I felt that resistance when I thought about just chucking my full-time job in. So I went with the path of least resistance, and it's absolutely been the right path. So that's one avenue if you're not happy in the employment that you're in. The other thing that I would say is that if you're in a position where the path of least resistance is to stay in that current employment and you feel unsatisfied with it in whatever that is, whether it's, if it's to do with the environment that you're in within that employment, then you need to think about changing your perspective on it. So the more you're thinking, and I know this is very, very tempting, but the more you're thinking about how shit it is, how crap it is, how bitchy the people are, how your boss doesn't value you, how you're not being paid enough, the more you think about those things, that is the vibration that you are offering. And so that is what the universe will match you up with, and you will attract more of the same. So it's about changing the way you think and talk about that employment. So I can see there's people online, but I can't actually see who it is. So hello, anyone that is online, please do give me a thumbs up so I can see who you are, and also so that other people can see the video. So yeah, it's about changing the way you think about and talk about your employment. So instead of, it doesn't matter what reality is, okay? Because remember, ladies, we are, I didn't see who that was. Hello, whoever gave me that thumbs up. We are creating our own reality. We are not looking at what we see as reality, because all we'll do then is attract more of the same of what's in front of us. So let's concentrate on the reality we want to create, because we have the power to create our own reality. That's what we're doing here, okay? So so it's about thinking about sitting down. Hi, Mel. It's about sitting down and thinking about how we want our workplace to be. Yeah. So how do we want our workplace to be? Sit down and make a list. Do you want your boss to listen to your ideas, value your ideas? Do you want a pay increase? Do you want your colleagues to be kind and supportive and friendly? What exactly do you want in your workplace? And if you can't think about what it is you do want, make a list of what it is that's pissing you off. Make a list of what it is that's making you unhappy in your workplace. And the opposite of that is what you want. Okay, so now you have your list of what it is you want in your workplace. And now what I want you to do is talk about it as if it is already what you want. So instead of, my boss is a complete twat and he or she doesn't take me seriously, doesn't value me, whatever, we're not going to be talking like that anymore, okay? Don't worry about what your experience has been up till now in your workplace. You're going to be talking about your workplace as if it is the most amazing workplace, the workplace you want to work in. So you're going to be telling yourself that, your boss is he values your ideas. He listens to the ideas that you have. He takes you seriously. You're valued in the workplace. He is fair and kind, and he's thinking about giving you an amazing salary increase. So all of these things you're going to keep telling yourself, and the more you talk about it in that way, don't get caught up in office gossip. And I know what it's like. I sit in an office as well, in my other job, and it's very easy to get caught up in the office gossip, the office bitching. It's very, very easy, because people that are feeling unsatisfied want to rope other people in and make them unsatisfied too. Do not get caught up in that, okay? You are only going to be talking about your workplace in a positive light, because that is what you want to attract. So as soon as you start thinking about and talking about your boss, your colleagues, the work that you do, your salary in a positive light, the vibrational offering that you are giving changes, and the universe starts matching you up with things of a similar vibration. And it's going to take some practice, because it's not easy when you're used to thinking about something really negatively to switch that up, because people will say to you, and your brain will say to you, oh, come on, be realistic. No, don't be realistic. We are creating our own reality, okay? We are conditioned to be realistic. We don't need to be realistic. We can create whatever we want, and that's what we're going to do. So that's what I want you to do over the next couple of weeks. You know, if you're in a position where you're unsatisfied with where you work, and actually you can apply this to any area of your life, okay? You can apply this to any area of your life. If you're unsatisfied with a situation, start talking about it differently, start talking about it positively, and see how quickly it starts to change. That vibration that you're giving out will very quickly start to attract more positive things to do with that situation. So, and take note, even if it's just, I don't know, a work colleague that's been a complete cow to you up till now smiles in your direction. Take note, make note of it, so you're reinforcing all the positive thoughts and words that you are changing up the scenario for. Okay, the only thing I would say though is that you can apply this to any situation. However, if you're in a situation that is unsafe, you need to just get out of that situation, okay? Reach out for some support. You know where I am as well, whatever situation it is, and I can signpost you for some support. So if the situation is an unsafe one, that is one you need to get out of. Okay, but if it's just feeling unsatisfied and miserable in a certain situation, then you can certainly apply this. And that's not to say that you shouldn't also look at moving in another direction, like I did, moving away from one thing and into another, and creating that dream career that I always wanted. But if you want to do that slowly, then you can apply this technique while you're doing that. And actually many of my clients have done this and decided that they are actually in the career that they want. It's just the way a negative situation had built up, and the way they had thought about it was making it something that they didn't want. And as soon as they applied this technique, things changed for them, and they got I've had many now with salary increases, with promotions, some that have stayed the same in their role, but all of a sudden are getting on so well with their boss, with their colleagues, feeling so much more valued in their job. And feeling valued is really key. So let me know how you get on with this. I'd be really, really interested to know. And I know that there are a few of you feeling like this at the moment, because you've reached out to me to tell me that. So give it a go and let me know how it goes. And I am now going to go and sit on the sofa with my sick little boy and see if we can both get a little bit of rest after a sleepless night. So sending lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.